coming, and the old will pass away. No wrong may be made right, no darkness, no night. The sun will light the way. There's a king coming, the one who conquered death and grave. No pain and no more sorrow. There's hope for tomorrow. There's our hope for today. He who was, he who is, he who was, he who is, he who is to come. Christ the Son of Man, riding on the clouds with a crown upon his head. And every eye will see him with the nail scars in his hands. Hallelujah, hallelujah. There's only one worthy of all glory and all praise, all wealth and all honor, strength, wisdom and power to the Lamb that was slain. He who is to come, Christ the Son of Man, is riding on the clouds with a crown upon his head. Every eye will see him with the nail scars in his hands. Hallelujah, hallelujah. He who is to come, Christ the Son of Man, riding on the clouds with the crown above his head. Every eye will see him with the nail scars in his hands. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. He is surely coming. Oh, can you feel it too? Oh, this tension growing strong. It's just a sign he's getting close. He's already on the move. This story has been written. Yeah, he's coming back again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He who is to come, Christ the Son of Man, riding on the clouds with the crown above his head. Every eye will see him with the nail scars in his hands. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, oh. Yeah. Come on, give God a praise. He's worthy. surely coming. He is surely coming. Yet somehow we as human beings are distinguished from even the most extraordinary species. I never cease to be amazed when occasionally I watch, maybe one of the David Attenborough documentaries, and you just see I just marvel at the awesomeness of God's creation. And for me, it would take more faith to believe in evolution, that it just happened, than to believe in creation. That there's an intelligent design, that God created everything that we see. And yet, we're the only species, as far as we can tell, there's a consciousness that animals have, but it's largely, animal consciousness is seen more as a basic level of awareness, often focused on immediate needs and sensory input. But for us humans, our consciousness is characterized by complexity. Turn to the person beside you and say, "You're complex." No, you're complexity. We have the ability to engage in abstract thought. We have self-awareness, so we have a conscious experience of the world around us. We have the ability to reason. We're certainly the only species that can play video games, probably. But I think part of the great challenge for us is to understand who we are really in the context of everything else that's been created and in the context of a broken world. And to understand where we fit and who we are. And sometimes I think one of the challenges for us as humans is that it's like we're the only species that doesn't know how to be the species, that struggles to. So, for example, every other species just does their thing naturally. I mean, dogs don't wake up in the morning going, "Oh, gee, I hope when I go to the park all the other dogs like me." No, dogs just if they know they're going to the park, then we're going to the park, we're going to the park. So dogs just dog, and kangaroos just kangaroo, and lions just lion, whatever, but humans are always in crisis. So what does it mean? What does it mean to be us? What does it mean to be human? And the way that so often plays out in real life, and maybe it's different here in Toowoomba because it's such a beautiful place and it's close one step from heaven, I know that, but we're a species that I think constantly is in what we could call identity crisis. An identity crisis, by the way, is a period of uncertainty and confusion that occurs when someone's sense of self becomes unsure or uncertain or unstable. And there's not one of us in this room that hasn't had those moments where we've felt a sense of uncertainty, instability, confusion about ourselves and our sense of self and who we are and where we fit. And it's funny, isn't it? That something so simple as understanding who we are is so perplexing and so challenging. And of course, in recent times, we've become very aware identity. We've even have identity politics in recent years, all what that means and so on. And we have a lot of language around identity, like significance and or insignificance. I mean, why would we feel insignificant unless we're not sure who we are? And we have lots of other words and language like, self-image and insecurity and depression. There's so many other words about language that really, I think, unwraps the fact that we are unsure sometimes of who we are and why we're here. And one of the things that, or often the very things that maybe we look to give us a sense of identity are the very things that betray us. We look to certain things to give us a sense of identity. And have you ever convinced yourself if I can succeed, then I'll know who I am? If I can accomplish something significant, then I will feel significant.
If I can be loved by others, then I'll know that I'm worthy of love. If I can somehow create a life that's admirable or noble or inspirational, then I won't have self-doubt. Then I'll know who I really am. And yet, it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work out that way. We often look in people and think, hey, if I can become like them, and they're good. It's great to be aspirational. It's great to recognize the pluses in people that we can aspire to. But sometimes we look at people and think, if I can just become like them, then I'll feel like I'm something. That's what I would call the danger of celebrity. We see a lot of that in today's world, and it is dangerous. And of course, linked with that in today's world is the whole social media phenomena and the danger of that, which again magnifies celebrity till it's unreal, or it magnifies the negative things. And it's funny how we're not satisfied with who we are so often. One of the pluses of having been around a while, I was talking with somebody about my age about this recently, is that and I don't mean this in a callous or uncaring way, but I actually care less about what people think. Only the ones that matter. Yeah, that's one of the pluses for having a few miles on the clock. But the truth is that often we are not satisfied with who we are. I was in Thailand. I went for a ACC missions conference last year, and went a week early, had a week's holiday, and on the flight from Singapore to Phuket, I'm seated beside a guy, Aussie guy, about 60 years of age, and we struck up a conversation, and originally around what's happening in the country here in Australia and politics. Discovered we sort of thought the same things, and had a little bit of a dance sometimes with somebody you're not sure, and sometimes you back off and go, lovely to meet you, yes. But we kind of got this great connection. His wife was sitting across the aisle. She was a Thai lady, speaks 4 languages. She managed like 7 clothing outlets in Phuket and whatever. And anyway, they'd been over here for a few weeks, and he'd just sold up at Noosa, was flying back, just moving to Thailand because it was cheaper to live. And he'd worked in the hospitality industry all around the world, in Dubai as a consultant, whatever. So done pretty well. And so got to know him. We got talking before we get off the plane. He gives me his card, says, hey, if you like to go out to dinner one night. So they came and picked me up from the hotel where I was staying and went out to dinner. And during dinner that night, we got talking. And obviously his wife Jane is Thai. And we were talking about, and I've seen this, for example, so growing up as an Anglo white-skinned Aussie, like you always want to get a good tan. Now, I've paid the price for that over the years with so many skin things I've had to have cut out and whatever. But kind of historically, if you're white, you always want to get a tan because that made you look healthy. But the funny thing is you go to many other countries, and Jane, the Thai lady, was saying, yeah, and over here you go into the shops, and it's true, I've seen it in many Asian countries. You go in there, and there's all these lotions and potions to make their skin whiter and lighter. Yeah, it's quite common in many countries. And so us whiteys want to look darker. Those who are darker want to look whiter. I mean, it's just, we're not satisfied with who we are. What is with that? It's crazy. And see, the girls here, they'd love to be like me. Just like oh dear, yeah. So we often have this kind of identity crisis.